and welcome to ReCall The Midwife. We are a fan podcast where we watch an episode of Call The Midwife and talk about it. Today, we are talking about the Christmas special part 2 of 2024. I'm Alex.
I'm Becky.
I'm Jen. Reminder that this week's episode deals with extreme poverty, childhood and infancy illness, death and grief. So if those topics are ones you'd prefer to skip this time, we understand and hope you join us for the next one.
In this week's episode, it's a continuation of last week's episode. That's all I've got. I've gone down with Hong Kong flu.
She has. Also, we're recording this. It's like nearly 10 o'clock at night. Me and Bex are both knackered. And Jen's just come in from work, rushed in and got ready for us really quick to record this. So this might be a bit manic. So I'm not going to judge you for that intro. I actually quite liked it.
Yeah. Jen looks really cute though.
He does look really good. Not that you look bad normally, but you look really good.
No, but there's like...
You've got actual makeup on as well.
Yeah, there's like weekend me and real life me. And
I've already taken my makeup off for the night, if you can see my
bags. Yeah. That's how I'm going to look in just shortly, so.
But you've got cute different glasses on.
I do. These are some cheapy ones that I got at Target. My green ones are in my purse. I try to keep them in my purse because I wear them so much at work. I really like to wear them when I'm like writing notes and stuff so I don't have to strain to see my computer screen.
I like it.
Yeah.
So, I love this episode better than the first episode, but I know that without the first episode, we wouldn't have this episode.
Yeah, we'd just be like, what are they talking about? What's going on?
Well, again, when I watched this episode, I thought that, I mean, really, they're not standalones at all. There's nothing that resolves in the first episode at all. Like, if you don't see the second episode, you are truly left really, really hanging. Like, you
it's
really
because
need the episode.
Normally it's an hour and a half special, and now they're doing it a 2-hour special over 2 nights.
Yeah. And I wonder if they did that this year because I wonder how far they have it planned in advance. So they were like, okay, well, we're going to do this with the Christmas special, boop, 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 boop. And then that's going to set up all, I
think it's happened as like a natural thing because number one, obviously it gets massive viewing figures. So the BBC aren't going to be like, oh no, we don't want 2 episodes. That would be awful for our viewing figures.
Right.
But also I think they've got so many storylines were invested because the more characters get bigger, like Miss Higgins, that's another character added to the main cast. All these storylines, bigger and bigger things are happening. So there's just more storylines to be tied up. They're adding different things and different people. And I just think it's just a natural progression. They're going to have more storylines.
Yeah, and I think they're wrapping some stuff up too. Like I don't know, I just got a sense more that there's some things that are going to maybe be winding down or concluding.
Wow.
So the episode kicks off at the carol service at the War Memorial.
Oh, do you know I love how the Herald Angels sing?
I just love it. I just love a Christmas Call the Midwife episode.
It's your favorite. You've said it before. You'll say it again.
You have. Where's this on your Christmas?
This episode? Is a goodie.
It is a goodie. It is a goodie.
So Roger encounters Nancy again, and sorry.
No, it's just I've got something to say on the whole Roger storyline.
I have a lot of feelings about Roger, you guys. I have a lot.
Nancy says to Roger, does he apologise for asking around? She's like, no, you should do it again.
Yeah.
So they end up going to the fair. I've got a fair story.
Well, he says, pictures, a fun fair. I can hear it in my head. It's not going to come out. But he's like, but that's what he said to her. She's like, well,
you asked again now. Which one would you go? Fun fair or pictures? And she's like, fun fair.
Yeah, and she's like, just give me 2 minutes to get ready, and we all know what that means. But
also,
go on.
She goes inside to get ready with Joyce and Rosalind.
Jocelyn, yeah, they sort her hair out.
Rosalind thinks she needs more blusher, and Nancy says to Roger. She doesn't say to Roger. She says to them that we're both Irish. He's used to girls that look like milk bottles. Who did you think of?
My daughter.
Bob's.
Oh, I know myself because I'm as pale as hell too. Okay.
No, yes, you're not as pale as Bob.
Very well.
No, yeah, when you're over, Jen, we'll have a pale off and see who's worse.
Oh, well, the thing is, she's so much younger. She hasn't had all the same exposure to this harsh world that
She's probably had as much exposure as you, Jen, because of your sun cream. You're both the same with sun cream.
Yeah, I was about to say she hasn't, because I'm absolutely a sun cream Nazi. She wears sun cream every single day of the year.
She does.
As she should.
Exactly. Also, girls, just really quick, she is the Rosebud this year.
Oh, and
she's the youngest. I'm so sad for her. She really wants to be the queen, and she's the youngest yet again. So for like 4 years, she's been like just dead, like down to the bottom of the thing. She's the youngest.
Oh.
Anyway,
How old
sorry.
she make the Rose Queen?
Oh, she'll probably be about 11 or 12.
I mean, are the other kids like that much older than her, or do you think?
Yeah, they're like, yeah, they're 11 or 12. And she's 8.
But why is it based on age?
Well, just because it's just a bit weird having a tiny little queen when the rest are all like, 12.
So wait, how long does this go on for? Like, is Bob's gonna be doing this when she's like 18 years old?
No, it finishes when they're 12. She'll get it, but I was like, you don't even need to do it. And she was like, I want to. So anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got given a dress this year because someone turned up and was like, I don't want this dress. It was age 5 to 6 and it fits her.
Oh.
I know, she's only a dot. Anyway, sorry, Roger Noble, someone who's not a dot. I'm still calling me Quokka. She's saying to Jocelyn Nancy was saying to Jocelyn about, do you think it matters? Can I just say, guys, we're going to have quite a few things like this, I think, because we're all really tired. Saying, do you think it matters? I didn't say about organising a babysitter, and they're like, no. So
no, but I don't think it does.
I think
you don't owe him anything at this point. I don't think.
I don't think she does. I think she needs to think about. Yeah, I think she needs to think about what coming up because you don't want to leave it too late either.
It's the first she literally met him earlier that day.
I think this is still early enough.
Yeah,
that it's fine. Yeah.
She has to go on a first date with him to see if she even likes him.
The thing is, there's no.
I'm not denying. I was just saying what they were saying. She said that, not me. These are not my quotes. This is not my words.
But Jocelyn and Joyce and Rosalind are both very chill about it. They're like, no, don't worry about it, girl. Have fun. Like, live your life.
She could have gone to the fun fair with him. He could have just been he could have given her the ick.
He could have got the ick. Well, they had a lovely time, loads of fun at the fun fair and the bumper cars. He kisses her when they have burgers. I didn't know how to feel about that.
Oh, guys. I don't think
it was just a peck, really, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. He could have asked for consent.
I mean, it's the 60s. Does that exist?
Well, yeah.
The thing is, he just
goes, a modern day thing.
He's like, this is going to happen at some point on this date. And I thought, oh, okay, well, that's kind of actually quite presumptuous of you to say that, but all right. And then he's like, so, might as well be now. And then, like, he'd literally just taken a bite of fried onion, hot dog, whatever thing.
It was hamburger with fried onions on.
No, it wasn't a hot dog.
And she hadn't even barely finished chewing. And then she was like, oh, really? It is? And he was like, yeah. And then he she did give him like an inviting look.
I will say this though, guys. I bloody love fried onions.
I thought, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fried onions are amazing. Fried onions
and hot dogs.
Yeah, same.
Well, he says to her before he says the kissing part, and this was like such a, I don't know. But anyways, he goes, he's like, did you know they did a study of British men and like their favorite smell, 83% is fried onions. And she was like, oh, ha ha ha, that's, whatever. And then that's when he pauses and does the kissing thing. And it's a very chaste kiss. I mean, it's not a big deal. But then he goes, oh, and did you hear the other? She's like, what about the other 17%? He's like, bacon. And she laughs like she's literally hearing the best and first joke of her life. Like
that shows you she fancies him.
Oh, yeah. But like the laugh just really, I was like, girl, come on, you need to relax.
And then he falls to the floor. And I'm like, what the heck?
That was actually hilarious, the way he fell to the floor.
but I genuinely was like, oh my God, he's like fallen over, he's collapsed.
But he just tripped.
I know. This was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary. I was about to say maybe a big feet.
It was really pointless that he had this foot injury. Like, honestly,
there was so much going on. He really didn't need to. Like, they could have just ended that scene there.
Yeah,
because they wanted to get the taxi. See, right? I'm going to be honest, guys. When I first watched this with him, on Christmas, because it was this whole like the nicest and most appropriately skilled ever. That took me out as well. That NIMA. I was like, oh God, honestly, gave me the ick. When I first watched this storyline, right, at Christmas 2024, there I am loving it. Right, I get left alone to watch Call The Midwife. That I'm like, yes, love it. I really worried this was a love bombing storyline and he was going to be a coercive controller.
I thought the exact same thing. I thought this is red flag city with this man. Like immediately, like as soon as, honestly, once when he asked her out and she said no, I was like, okay. And then everything from the foot, which by the way, like his foot in that bandage, like really kind of like just made me feel so weird and like grossed out. I
mean, that's not, if anyone's listening with foot injuries, it's not their fault.
I know it's not. I don't even have a foot thing, but something about the way that the camera like started on his foot and then it like panned up to the two of them and everything. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. But like from that point on, I just was like, I'm not feeling right about this.
I thought the crutches and the flowers and all that was to show that he was putting loads of effort in. Now I've watched it, because at first I did think coercive control. We can be spoiler here and say it's not coercive control, but we can say
no, it's the most pure, innocent thing in the world. The way
it's actually a lovely thing. He's well into it, which is really cute. But like,
you two are just cynical.
Yeah, yeah.
Like honestly, when he realizes that Colette is her daughter, because literally Colette answers the door, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm here to see Nurse Corrigan," and she's like, "Okay, sure. Like, are you a grateful patient?" Which that's a really lol one. And then she goes, "Mummy," and Nancy comes out, and she looks like a ghost. Like she looks like she just has been like got the shock of her life.
He looks shocked, and then she has the audacity to look upset and run off. And he's like, "Please come for a cup of coffee with. Let's talk about this." And then she's like, "No, Christmas is busy." And I'm like, you didn't even give him a chance there.
Well, I think she thinks he's immediately gonna,
Yeah, I think she's assuming. I think she's probably assuming that he's going to reject her.
Yeah.
So
she's doing it on purpose because she's rejecting him before he rejects her.
She's being defensive.
He gets in a taxi and then he says to her, "Sooner or later, I'm going to tell you I love you." It's too soon.
That
was a different time.
Cue the record scratch for me. When he said, "I'm going to tell you I love you," I thought, no.
But when you know, you know.
No, you don't.
No,
I mean, absolutely, that is true. When you know, you do know, but not bloody 10 minutes in.
Yeah, but it was a different time.
I'm getting you that. Do you know what? You should get that tattooed.
I have to make the shirt. I said a week or two ago, I said I would make the shirt. I have to make the shirt. It was a different time. Like literally, Beck's like, 10 minutes later. It was a different time.
People did marry younger and faster.
But why? Why would they have to marry younger and faster in this context?
Because no sex
live under the
marriage.
Brush. You can't live under the brush.
But obviously that ship has sailed.
But the thing is, this is a spoiler. No sex before marriage is not their problem.
No, it's not. But I'm saying that's for the times that they lived in.
Okay. So let's say this. When he says like, sooner or later I'm going to tell you I love you. So like, let me take you for an ice cream or a hot chocolate, like whatever you want, I'll do it. She's like, ugh, fine, okay, like pull the car over, whatever. So then they go out for like a chocolate. Then she's like, I can joke about every horrible thing that's ever happened in my life, but I won't make a joke out of the best thing that's ever happened to me, which is my daughter. Like being Colette's mom is like my greatest joy, my driving force, like da-da-da. And he's like, I get that. Yeah, sure. Like I'm on board. And then he's like, let me meet your daughter. I want to take her to the pictures of the fun fair. And I thought, and then that's when I really
and then did you think pedophile?
Yeah, I thought love bomber. Then I thought nonce, because he was so intense. He was like, were you scared of what I would think? I want this to be real, Nancy. All of it. Everything I felt when I first clapped eyes on you.
Yeah.
My biggest problem
go on.
was when he's hanging out the taxi and she says, you can do the accent here, Alex. She says, tell your man to pull over.
Tell your man to pull over. That was right.
And then he tells the taxi driver, and I'm like, he's literally just heard you. You didn't need to say that twice.
Well, also, like, as if that's his personal driver. Like, tell your man. Like, well, the taxi driver should have been like, excuse me? This is not my man right here.
Yeah. But technically, he is his personal driver for that, So.
Yeah, that segment.
That, like, 7 minutes that they're in the car together.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So anyway, it wasn't coercive control. It wasn't a nonce. It actually was all lovely.
It was just a lovely story, people.
Yeah.
I know, but
which is good because we like this for Nancy and we want it for it. It's lovely, and he seems really nice and kind and great. Put a pin in that because we do see more of him afterwards. Not today. We'd see him at Christmas, the Christmas scene that we're going to talk at the end. But yeah, but I was also concerned it was like a coercive control thing.
I just don't. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's all great and good and whatever, but something about it in this set, and I actually didn't get the ick vibes quite the same the second time, like when I watched it this week, but
yeah,
I just remember the first, because I knew how it kind of worked
Christmas,
out. So
I was proper got the ick off him. I hated him.
Well, the first time I watched it, I thought, no, this is not going to work.
Do you not think they're just like they're the best couple?
No. Fine.
You're awful.
They're all right. They're just all right.
They're just all right. Yeah.
When we were at uni, we had a friend and he pulled this girl, right? And he was like, oh, the next day or something, he was like, oh, I'd really like to see you again. I think you're really good looking. She was like, you're all right. You're just all right.
Oh, she said that to him.
Yeah,
Oh my God. I don't think I actually knew the origin of that because I remember we all started saying it so much, and I don't think I caught like where it really came from. That is so good. Wow.
yeah, that's the girl said it to him. You're all right. You're just all right. Like I'm not interested in seeing you again because you're just all right.
It's like, listen, we had our fun. Let's not try to push the boundary of.
That's literally it. You're all right. You're just all right.
Just all right.
Look how intense Roger Noble looks in that picture.
I mean, that's a good picture of him there, to be fair, because
it is a good.
He looked
picture.
more capybara-like when I.
Well, that's one of his headshots, so it should be a good.
Go from a coca to a capybara. What an evolution!
He looks like a comedian in that one.
Well, he's quite funny. Right, should we talk about Reggie first?
Yes. Now Reggie is now wandering down a country road.
Fred's calling the police.
Yeah.
Then calls Nonnatus House looking for Violet, right?
Oh,
and he's
wait a minute. Wait, sorry. Can I just say though, because all of this wraps up at the end, we shouldn't just gloss over the fact Nancy does introduce him to Colette, and apparently they're just like all one big happy family at the end of that episode.
Yeah, I think we should talk about that whole scene at the end though.
Okay, we'll talk about that as a separate thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big Christmas. So Beck, you were like, Reggie's walking around, right? Cyril's got a map. Oh, Jen, how did you feel about Cyril with his map marking out likely routes?
I have a lot of feelings about Cyril this episode. A lot. Actually really thoughtful and like deep feelings that I would like to share when we get there. I mean, obviously I love him as always, but yeah, I mean, he was like organizing the whole thing. Yeah. Even the way he said like, hopefully he hasn't come to grief. You know what I mean? It was just like, he's so taking charge. I love him.
So they've got all these different routes marked out. Miss Higgins in her car, Phyllis in hers, Rosalind on it. Yeah, they're all going off, looking at all these angles, finding out shouting out Reggie out of the window.
Joyce and Jeffrey are at the fair.
Yeah, going around.
I was trying to combine their names, but it's literally Joyce or Jeffrey.
Jeff Oyce. Don't really work. Anyway.
But Joyce is like looking for Reggie, but then when she's
Joffrey.
Yeah, but Joyce sees Mr. Curran. Is it the dad of the baby?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, how's it going? And then
and he says, I've just left Alma and the baby, tucked it up in the caravan, put a pin in it. All we say now is put a pin in it.
Yeah. So Rosalind runs into Jock as well. Again, we're going to put a pin in this, but she says she's looking for a young man who shouldn't be in the dark on his own. And he says, you shouldn't be in the dark on your own. And then runs off really menacingly.
His run was the most comical, like, cartoon run ever, by the way. Like, Jock.
And then she goes to treat him, but we'll talk about that in a minute, right? But it's just like, you should be in the dark on your own. So weird.
Now,
and she is in the most like random corner, by the way, though. Like while she's like, I'm like, you should be a little bit more afraid, Rosalind. Like you are really actually quite vulnerable out here. But okay.
But Jeff, let's carry on with the search for Reggie. So Jeffrey, what I want to know is that Jeffrey's talking to a woman that runs one of the stalls that just looks as if she's not taking in anything that he's saying. And he says, if you come across him, please call one of the numbers on this piece of paper. And he hands her a slip of paper, which obviously has all of the key telephone numbers written out on. How long did it take them to handwrite all those slips of paper?
Oh, I think it's just one telephone number.
No, because he says any of the numbers on this piece of paper.
If you remember, Thingy did it, printed them. They didn't do it properly, so then Trixie had to. I thought they did it on the whole printed thing.
They did it on the Rooney.
No, that's the invitation for the Christmas lunch.
No, I know it is, but I presume they used that for the thing.
Well, they didn't reference that, but yes, fine. No, because he goes to the library to do it.
Oh, okay.
Someone is handwritten.
Maybe they all just like took 5 cards and wrote it. You know what I mean? Like,
God.
Bex,
Trixie.
It was a different time. That's what they had to do back then.
It was a different time. Trixie put her foot in her mouth with Reggie because she was having the tea and she was like, oh, when people go missing, you always think, and you're just like, Trixie's like, they use tea for everything. It comforts people and I think. And Reggie loves making his tea, and Violet was getting really upset, and Trixie put her foot in it.
Yeah.
And
she did put her foot in it.
She did.
She did say, obviously,
Well, she says, I'm so sorry. Like, do you want me to stop talking about this? Like, I didn't mean to make it worse, kind of thing.
Well, the reason I brought up her putting her foot in it is because Fred comes back in, right, and he's got Reggie's bag with him, so they get really upset, right? And the police say they'll continue tomorrow. Well, Trixie's like, nah, mate. She goes out and she goes off on the police. She's like, I am Lady Aylwood. I always say Halewood. Why do we say Halewood? And
Oh.
Lady Aylwood, Violet's mayorship. She goes on about Violet's mayorship, and she's like, he's this. Does she say son of the?
No, he says
Son of
that
the Lord Mayor of Tower Hamlet.
the
something.
boy that's missing calls the mayor of Tower Hamlet's mum.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
She says
And then
it
she's
in a
like, I'm not
contrived
afraid to go
way.
to. Yeah, she said, I'm not afraid to go to the papers. And the policeman's like, oh, it was never mentioned. It shouldn't have to have been. When she gets all angry.
Well,
Also,
like,
he's 26 years old. I thought he was about 23.
oh, Reggie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My thing was like, Trixie, you it shouldn't have to be mentioned, but you're mentioning it because you know it does make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not it shouldn't make a difference, and I'm not saying she shouldn't advocate for Reggie, but at the same time, like, why do we think she's bringing it up? I mean, she's throwing her name around, she's throwing her weight around.
So in the
on purpose.
meantime, we've got music that's really serious and it's dark, and Reggie's walking around, and then he sees a cat come out of an open garage.
Yes.
So he sees this open garage, and we're like, yes. And he's still loving on the roses. He's there holding the roses, giving them cuddles and stuff
So
overnight. So he sits in this chair. It was pretty bleak. Just sat in this like really uncomfortable looking
deck
chair
chair.
in a garage. Yeah.
Mhm.
But at least he had a
chairs are
blanket.
comfy. Bex, do you like a deck chair? This is the kind of thing you like.
I mean, I'm not opposed to a deck chair.
I think I am.
I don't
Why?
think they're not that great.
Oh, girls, I had to go to a meeting tonight. This brownies thing.
Did they have deck chairs?
No, but they had honestly, this tiny little bench thing there to sit on. And I was just like, this ain't going to hold my weight. It did. Spoiler, it did. But I was just like, this is perilously close to breaking.
Well, you know what I don't like with deck chairs, and maybe this isn't the kind that you guys are thinking of, but I'm thinking of those kind that we haven't that are collapsible, and basically it's like a metal frame with like just like a swinging like hammock of fabric, but it only holds you up when bless you, Bex. But it only you've got your mute on. But it only holds you up when you're sitting in it. But the thing is that like depending on how you sit, it could like the metal post that goes under your knees can like really dig in after a while if it's not they're just not comfortable.
They're not
I
comfy.
think it's that type, but it's a wooden deck chair. I mean, I've got some in my garage.
I think the
Of course
ones
you have.
Reggie sit in are a little bit nicer. But
Well,
yeah, he just basically sits
That's
in
a
a
crap.
storage
It's
unit
a
with a
crap.
blanket over
I'll
him.
put it this
for,
way:
you know.
I'd rather sleep in a bed, guys.
Yeah, but of all the
Absolutely.
chairs to find for the night, a deck chair.
I mean,
It's better than an electric chair. You're right. But aside from that, I can't think of
look,
much worse.
He found a safe enclosed, well, not safe, but like safer enclosed
Yeah.
area where he
So
could
I find
potentially
shelter 'cause
rest.
it's otherwise
you know?
freezing.
Yeah.
So anyway, the next day he kind of comes out and he's sat on a bench and he looks all forlorn. And this lovely woman finds him. She's like, oh,
No,
what?
a lovely spaniel dog finds him.
Oh. And the lovely woman who was with him was like,
Do you think that dog belonged to somebody in the cast?
Probably not. Probably like an acting dog that has an equity
No,
card.
they're not. It's unnecessary. They weren't going to be like, we need a spaniel for this episode. Let's hire one in.
Have to be a spaniel. They were like, oh, we just need a dog
And then they
Well,
got a
why
dog.
do they need a dog?
to get him to find him.
I have to be honest, I didn't really clock the dog.
I didn't really clock the dog.
I noticed the lady who was like, I've been worrying about you for all.
Yeah. She was like, oh,
The dog was
since you
unnecessary.
went missing, I've been not able to think of anything else.
She's
And
like,
then
you're
I
worrying
liked
me
when she
half
asked
to death. You have.
Yeah.
You know, like that,
I like
yeah.
it liked it when she asked him if he liked mince pies. He was like, no, but please can I have one?
The dog was unnecessary. It's got to belong to cast or crew.
Why?
Why? Yeah.
Because
why?
otherwise it was unnecessary.
Well, there's lots of stuff that's unnecessary, like
There's-
Roger and Ava.
Yeah, they're doing a lot this episode.
So, always return scene. Everyone came out. It was the most happy, exciting thing in the history of the world.
Why did they drive him past the newsagents though? That's
Yeah,
what
I didn't get that
yeah.
because surely Reggie would be like, this is where to drop me.
Stop.
I mean, Fred and Violet were literally waiting outside. That didn't make sense to me.
the other thing
I
that
know
didn't
they
make
wanted
sense
the
to me
big
is Harry
reunion.
came out and gave him a big hug. Does Harry ever met him?
No, I don't think so.
Who came out and gave
Also,
Harry, Miss Higgins' grandson.
Oh, Harry is like, everyone is family to this boy. Like, Harry has he's like, grandma, papa, mama. Like, nothing phases this young man. Like, he doesn't have any other speed, but like, just loving life. Everything is perfect.
It does remind me a bit of like Finding Nemo. You know when they're like in Finding Nemo and that little pal that's always friends with everyone. Hey! Like,
Well, I mean, I'm not saying this in a disparaging way because I think it's very sweet. But even he's lost his father within the last couple of months. It's very recent that his dad has passed away.
yeah.
And there's no when he talks about him, he just sounds fine. Like he sounds like his dad just went on a long trip. When the bells are ringing,
Maybe he's that religious. He does feel like that.
I mean,
do you know what though? Do you think that could be because he's studying medicine in a foreign country? He's not studying medicine, he's studying dentistry, but he's very far removed from his home setting. So it's not like he's at home where he's got all those memories of his dad. I mean, I don't know. He is.
If I'm honest, I think he's a very two-dimensional character.
I mean,
if I'm honest, even one dimension, half a dimension. There's not even a dimension to him.
I mean,
he's a non-dimensional character.
If he'd come for Christmas and just moped around, it wouldn't have.
Yes, that wouldn't have added to a Christmas episode, to be fair.
Not to mope around. I get it. I mean, and I'm the first one to say, like, everyone processes grief in their own way, and it's a completely unique experience.
But he's doing it wrong.
But he doesn't comply.
I mean, again, it's just. Yeah, the dimension is a really good word for it, because I wish there was just a little bit more nuance, because when they go out and he and Miss Higgins are together and they're hearing the Christmas bells, he just says, oh, my dad would have loved this. It's so, everything is just so positive. I'm like, are you ever going to have another emotion besides just everything is great? Like,
but I will say this though, his dad was very positive.
Yeah, and also he says to Miss Higgins, like, thank you for introducing me to Christmas. Like, this is all completely new to him.
It is. Yeah, no, I mean, those are both good points for sure. And his dad was a very positive person.
Well, anyway, speaking of positive people, when Reggie was rescued, he was talking about this, blah, 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 and then he was like sad about people being hungry. He was talking about that. Like, Dr. Turner came and checked on him, blah, blah, blah. But then he was talking about, he was just found it really sad about people being hungry because he felt hungry and it was awful. Put a pin in that.
It hurts your heart. It hurt my, what do you say? It hurt my stomach and it hurt my heart.
Yeah, I love him.
He's hungry. I'm like, well, yeah. But Reggie's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
No issues. Yeah.
And then we'll put a pin in that because it's his idea, basically, essentially, to have a massive Christmas dinner. Now, talking about hurting stuff, Jock hurt his hand. How did he hurt his hand?
Oh,
my God. This annoyed me so much.
So he was cutting cake and suddenly he had a massive gash in his hand. Was that real? I thought he was
cutting cake, but he was like, like this, just jabbing at it.
Can I just say, this is a podcast for the visual medium that you're showing. I'm going to say that Becky is lifting her arm really high and then throwing it down.
It was like a hammer. It was like he was just banging the knife down like a hammer, and he was holding the side of this cake, which, I mean, I can only imagine was just covered with so much marzipan and that it was like hard and stiff.
I mean, a Christmas cake that's been sat out on the side will go that rock hard.
Yeah, but I mean, he's trying to
am I on drugs? What is he doing?
It was such bad acting. I can only think that was the best take.
It was a crazy injury. Like, I feel like they had to have him have something that injured him in order to have the whole Rosalind scene make sense.
Yeah.
And they just couldn't figure out a better way for him to get there. And so they were like, okay, just start going crazy, man. Just start like banging around,
They should have had him punch a mirror.
Like, honestly, it would have been better if he had thrown something that mattered to him and then he went to go pick it up and it was like, it like sliced him because he wasn't paying attention.
Or he'd had to maybe punch the glass to get into the flat.
Sure.
I mean, these are all great ideas, girl.
Anything would have been better, unfortunately, than what he actually did, which was so bananas.
Rosalind runs into him because he's like, you should not be good in the dirt. And then like really menacingly, you shouldn't be out here either. So she runs into him, right? And he obviously, because she saw he needed a nurse, right? So Rosalind is a nurse. She's really bloody stupid at times as well, though, because she sees the good in everyone. And you're like, he's a bloody runaway, isn't he, a dickhead? So...
And by the way, he looks very rough. Like, this is not a person that looks like he's going to be a kind,
gash in his hand as well. Not that everyone with a gash in the hand is a bad person, but do you know what I mean? He's just literally been really awkward with her, but like, you shouldn't be out of here. And then he's got this on his arm. And then she says...
Everyone's been on tenterhooks about the escaped prisoners.
Not Rosalind.
Yeah.
Not Rosalind. No. Well, and then she walks. So she follows him into this weird little building cavern thing where he is.
Yeah, but it's also like really like she has to go up a shaft or something. It's like really weird to get into it. It's like not like just going to a place where you follow a weird man who's just told you not to go around in the dark.
Well,
it's like she's followed him into a house of horrors.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks like you have to climb a set of stairs to get into this room. And so she follows him in. She gets to the door. He's inside the space, sitting on the floor. And she says to him, like, oh, you're hurt. And he says, you better get out of here. And she's like, and she takes a second. And then she goes, no, I am a nurse and you are hurt and I will help you. Like, so, and I'm just like, girl, come on.
Get a grip. She's
and
not like me.
And then
she's
he's
not
like,
like Miss Rosalind.
And then she's like, oh, and then he's like, okay, I guess I will let you help me. And they do have a really tender moment at that point, but it's.
But she's like, you need to put a pressure on it. She's like, this we really could do with some bandages. And you'll probably need stitches on this, but let's hold it down while we carry on. So she does all that, right? And then she looks around.
Hard,
Yeah, but then she looks around and she sees the presents from Gertie Torres's house. She's like, where did you get these? And I'm like, what are you doing, you bell end? You're in the middle of nowhere with him. He's obviously a bit dangerous and weird. He's already got this strange stab wound that you don't know that he's not been stabbed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, it's from my mum's house. And she's like, did you not know she died? I thought, bloody hell, Rosalind, really?
No, because he says, what do you mean?
Was.
Yeah. And she's like, she's dead, mate. Figure it out. Quick on the uptake. Come on.
Now Cyril sees her bike.
Yes, and then goes in.
Well, thank God. Oh, he sees her bike and he sees the blood and he goes in. But here's the thing. I have a secret theory that Jock is also gay, and I don't know why I think that. I don't like. He doesn't.
I also have no clue why you think that.
I don't know why, but the thing is, just something about him makes me think that he is. For some reason, do you think
it's there was suppressed anger?
Well,
I don't know how.
I don't know.
Well, he talked about his mom and like spending all this time with his mom and then not wanting to disappoint her, but then I
think that's to do with
genuinely.
The fact
I think you're reading way too much into this.
But the thing is, okay, regardless of whatever his sexuality is, let's assume he's even straight. Who cares? But the thing is, with Rosalind, it's like she walks in. Okay, it's late at night, dark. She's in a very not good area. I mean,
she's wearing a short skirt.
Whatever she's wearing, this is a man she doesn't know. He looks he's
menacing
through some really rough stuff. He hasn't been very interested in having her help or kind to her or anything like that. She gets so close to him, like he could grab her, he could do anything violent to her and she would be completely not able to whatever. And then Cyril walks in very understandably and he's like, okay, I'm assessing the situation. You could see it all on his face. He was assessing every single piece of context and information that was coming at him. He picks up the prison outfit. And
bear in mind, by the way, Jock at this point is crying with just Rosalind holding his hand.
Dead mother, yeah.
It's occurred to her at this point that he's the escaped prisoner.
No, absolutely zero.
Nothing's gone through her mind. Tell you that for nothing.
She's the most innocent little sweet baby lamb that you ever seen in your life. And Cyril picks up his outfit because she says, "Oh, we need a bandage. Can you give me his shirt or whatever?"
Yeah.
And so he picks it up and he immediately looks down, HMS like prison service or whatever it is. And then he says, "Well, stop in the name of the law, or you're like
You had your impression of Rosalind before we came on air.
What was my impression
of what Rosalind says when Cyril walks in?
Oh God, what did I say? Oh yes. Oh, this line absolutely cracked me up. She goes, this man. She's like standing there. She's got like an arm around him, around Jock.
He's sobbing.
He's crying. And Cyril's like, what's going on here? And she's like, this is Jock. He is badly injured and he has just recently been bereaved. And
can I just say, guys, I bloody hated the Jock story and it really pissed me off. The way they were like, oh, he's just like this amazing person now because we've decided it. There's no proof, but we've just decided that suddenly everyone should be given a fair whack. He could have killed 25 sex before he came out.
Do you know what I mean? Gets me. No one ever throughout the course of this asked what he was in for.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been the first thing I would have asked.
No, but here's the thing, girls. Like, let's just think about this because he does give us a little bit of context. He says that he went in for something like petty kind of early in his life, like a year or so. Then he got out. Then he did something else that he went in for a little bit longer. Then he got out. Then, and each time he's like telling his mom's so disappointed. And then he's clear, and he says, he's like, I'm a bad criminal. Like, I'm not even a good criminal because I keep getting caught and I keep going to jail. And then he did something that I think was more escalated, but I know in the United States, you'll usually get worse sentences, like the more crimes, like criminal history you have. So then when he goes in the last time, he's like, I knew I was going to be gone for years.
How can we take him for we don't know if that's true or not. He could have been like in for horrendous stuff.
Well, the last crime, he goes in for so many years that he just is like, I couldn't even tell my mom what I was doing. He's like, so I told her I joined the Merchant Marine.
I feel like he was probably quite close to release. Why did he bother escaping?
Exactly, which makes me think it's much longer, so I don't believe any word it says comes out of Jock's mouth.
Now, my favourite scene, is it my favourite scene? There are two of my favourite scenes in this episode. So my first favourite scene is when we need to go ahead first. So we've got ahead of ourselves. Cyril spots, God, it's so late at night. Honestly, I'm starting to feel rough with the Hong Kong flu. Rosalind says to Cyril, we need something for a bandage. So she beckons him towards the shirt. At this point, I'm like, does Rosalind know that shirt says
No, Rosalind knows nothing ever.
She's the most innocent person on earth right now. I didn't know yesterday, literally.
I didn't know if she was like saying, Cyril, look at that shirt.
No.
Followed a man into a bloody hutch, basically, like this weird, like, attic thing, and still followed him, and he's just holding his hand while he sobs.
Even Jock was like, please, you don't want to be here. Like, I'm not a good person. Like, leave me alone. And she's like, no, I'm coming in. Like, she's so oblivious as, like, she has no freaking clue. None.
So when Cyril reads HMP prison service, he then performs a citizen's arrest.
Yep.
At which point, Jock just gives in. And at this point, I was like, I feel you, Jock. I feel you. Because Jock is just like, I'm tired. You can just take me anywhere you want. I was like, you know what? I couldn't have been bothered to escape from prison.
Do you know? Well, same. Do you know? Just really funny. One of the girls in Bob's class had a little brother last year, and he was actually one the other day. And his dad was there, and I was like, I can't believe he's one. And he's like, I am so tired that if you took me to Dignitas right now, I'd just be happy.
And say what that is. Is that a prison?
Dignitas, no. So there's a place in Switzerland which does assisted suicide.
Oh no! Oh God, no.
You know what else as well though? So when Jock was like, oh, you know, you can take me wherever you want, right? He was like, just let me open my Christmas present first. And I was like, no chance I'm falling for that. I'm not letting you do anything. But they did. I was just a bit like, oh, I thought this was going to be like him trying to escape. Like, I want to just open my Christmas present first. But no, he actually did just open his Christmas present. Why are we being so suspicious on stuff, Jen?
I know. We've really got a very cynical streak this time. And actually, what's funny is that you know, Cyril's like kind of looking at him like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. And then Rosalind's like, I think she's actually says to him like, come on, like, let him do it. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, okay. But he has this like Cyril has a very, you know, kind of like wary look on his face. You know, he's very much like, I'm, you know, like, I'll believe it when I see it kind of a thing. And he does just open his present. Exactly. Yeah. But Cyril to me has exactly the right amount of both caution and also compassion.
I think he had too much compassion. I think they both had too much compassion for him. I think it's absolutely ridiculous storyline.
Well, the present was a tie.
Yeah.
And
what bloody use is that in prison? I know then we find out later that he didn't tell her he was in prison, but come on.
Yeah. He takes that as a sign that she never gave up hope.
Yeah.
In him. Yeah.
So that she's a terrible present buyer.
Well, or that she just had no clue what was going on with him, and she was like, "I don't know what to get my son a tie?" ? And then
exactly.
I think she will have known that he was in prison because wouldn't the letter? You can't just send a letter from prison. It's going to say that it's been.
It was just. That's what I mean. It was so bloody sloppy.
But here's the thing that makes even less sense about this whole storyline. What in the world is the point of the whole guess who? Guess who? Like, why? Why are we even, what is that? The thing is, for whatever, on the present, it says like to, you know, Jock or whatever. And babe. And then it says from guess who? And then at the end, when Jock is like, when he's burying his mom, he says, guess who? And it was
weird.
We don't need this. There's no time to explain what the guess who is all about. And it's an inside joke that completely goes unanswered for. And it just is so odd. And it's like, it's just weird.
It was really weird. Let's just speed through this because we've got other stuff to get through.
I feel like why? Maybe it was a deleted scene. I think we're obsessing over something that wasn't.
Well, here's the thing.
It was never mentioned.
So Cyril goes back when Jock is in jail and he says, I came in because I'm a pastor and that's how I wanted to see you.
Well, hang on. Firstly, when they hand him over to the police, Rosalind's like, I hope they don't treat him unkindly.
I thought we were supposed to be speeding through this.
No, because I've not talked about my favourite scene yet.
Oh, well, that's...
go on. Well, we don't bloody know. Tell us.
Well, go on then.
So, as Cyril and Rosalind are escorting him to the police station, he says, if only I'd been a better criminal, maybe I'd have more to show for it. And then Rosalind says to him, I'm sure you tried your best. And
that is funny. That is genuinely funny.
I think this is the moment that Cyril fell in love with Rosalind, because he just gets the biggest smile on his face.
He does. And in all these scenes, I've put here that he is obviously into Rosalind because he just keeps looking at her with like real love, even though she's been an absolute dumbass.
His feelings for her, I do think, change in this episode. Yes, I totally agree with you. Something is happening to him.
Well, guys, can I just say, they're being so nice to him, saying, oh, thank you for your kindness. And he's like being all nice to them and he's wearing his suit and they let him go to the funeral and all this. And they let him go because obviously Mojo's stolen his mum's body. But what's really weird about this is he held up a bloody post office and robbed Fred's and the other place. Like, he's not this absolute angel that they seem to think he is.
Yeah, but I don't think he wanted to do that, Alex. I think he was coerced into it.
Well, he still escaped from prison.
I think he felt pressured.
Oh, do you know what else annoyed me? Nurse Crane saying, puts his tie on and was like, oh, do her proud. Shut up. You don't even know anything about this whole situation.
Yeah.
Oh my God, girls, this is exactly the problem we had at least I had this problem last week with the episode where so much is happening and they're trying to make everything be like so special and so sweet and so sincere and so blah, 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 blah. It's like, I get it, but to the point where it is challenging my ability to suspend my belief in reality here. Like, I really need you to dial it back just a little bit. And like when we get to Karen, forget it. I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind on that. It is so...
Well, another thing that annoyed me, Nurse Crane did a big speech about Gertie, right? Saying about how she respected her. She bloody found her dead. She didn't know her.
Yeah, she didn't know her. She could have been an awful woman.
She says, I didn't know her. I don't have any clue.
You
but
based on
these, like, little things that I noticed about her apartment, like how she like wanted to wash her underwear, then, you know... I mean, she's trying. They're all trying. They're trying to do what.
Well, anyway, let's finish this storyline. Jack said he'll always remember this day. It was quite a bit moving, still bloody weird. Loving my mother was the only good thing I've done. So basically, the whole thing was, it was basically a dignified funeral when they were talking about it being a pauper's funeral. And Mojo stole the body and made it dignified. And then Rosalind was saying about taking flowers to the grave with Cyril. And again, Cyril did like a look of love.
But also, you guys, like, I know what she was trying to go for, and I know she was trying to say it in an innocent way and not really, like, in a hardcore flirty way, but Cyril comes in and she's doing that vacuuming thing. I don't know what it's called, but, like, where you roll that thing over the floor. And so she stops and he says, hey, you know, I just wanted to let you know that, you know, Jock got off okay. He's, like, back to prison now, and his mom is buried, and I made sure to, like, either go or figure out or whatever where she was buried and mark it and like take a note of it so that, you know, if ever he wants to go visit her or something, he can. And maybe I'll go by and visit her. And she goes, maybe we both can. And I just thought, that's, I get that you're trying to like make your moves on this man, but that maybe would not be the move to make.
Well, like, you say that, but it worked.
Going and visiting the grave of a woman you don't know who's the mother of an ex-convict that you helped out. Like, it just, I don't know. It was like, I was
what
like,
Rolly thing was she doing?
What Rolly thing was she doing?
Yeah,
you know, she had one
like
of those
a Hoover, the Hoover without electricity.
Yeah.
The ones
it's like the Rolly.
Can I just say, guys, Becky's moved to a bed, and I'm seriously worried about her falling asleep.
No, I'm not well. I'm sat upright without the cover on me.
Right,
You're not upright, but okay.
I am.
That's not upright. You're just literally showing yourself not being upright. It was just proof that's you reclined.
Your body is at a 45-degree angle, ma'am.
I'm not well.
Yeah, you're not well, to be fair. So, speaking of not well, Karen goes back to her squat after the
I
carol
know
service.
how Karen feels.
Yeah, well, you know how Karen's mum and dad feel.
You're more like Karen's dad right now than Karen, to be honest. Karen was
Well,
like
mum's now
out
ill as
doing the
well.
grocery shopping and everything.
We're going to whip through these because we've got some stuff to get through. So her mum's now well. Now, is her mum simple? I think she is. I think they were trying to say she was young, right? Because she was 16 when she had Karen, but I think she's simple as well as young.
Yeah, but because isn't Karen 8 now?
Yeah, so she's 26.
I
No, 24, Alex.
24,
How
I'm
bad
so
are you at maths?
I'm terrible.
I really feel for Karen's mom, Dillis.
Dillis, yeah.
But at the same time, Dillis was kind of annoying me, I'm gonna be honest.
Well, yeah, she was.
The bit where Karen's mum, Dillis, has gone down with the flu as well.
Yeah.
And poor Karen's also feeling terrible.
Yeah, she comes in and poor Karen now slumps to the floor. Then her mum says to her, "You've not had any tea." And then she says, "Can you open... There's a tin of corned beef over there. Can you open it?" And I thought, you bloody open the tin of corned beef for her.
Yeah.
Although how I feel right now, I'd be like, go and help yourself.
I've been at your house with your niece and my daughter. You wouldn't. You'd be running off getting them biscuits. But then she gives them money for bread, right? And rats did something to the candles. What the bloody hell did the rats do to the candle in the night? Steal them? What the F was that?
I thought they ate them.
They chewed them up.
With the fire?
No, because I thought the candles would have probably burnt out in the night.
Right,
well,
okay.
why aren't rats just feasting on the church candles if that's the case?
Well, exactly. So anyway, so she goes to get some bread and she goes to also try and buy some candles, but she realises she's not got enough money, right? With her little sister Susie and the baby. So she goes to church.
Genius.
By the way, Karen is 8 years old. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying,
same age as my Bobs.
Karen to me spiritually, and like by the way, like the look in Karen's eyes. This little girl is such a good actress. Okay, because the look in Karen's eyes is that of like a world weary 50-year-old woman. Like she has seen more in this lifetime than any of us would ever dream to. Karen is holding everything together in that family. So, everything together. The parents are doing nothing.
Yeah. So cut to the church scene, right? And Teddy made me absolutely howl. He was fully covered. His face, his eyes, everything was covered. It's absolutely, he looked like a terrorist in the church. It was awful. So then Karen takes a few candles and Sheila finds her taking candles right now. Sheila's reaction was like, "No, Karen, oh no, what are you doing, Karen?"
Karen goes, "Don't shout. I need them." And she was like, "I won't shout, Karen," you know, because she's like, Karen's just so like.
Her tone was weird. I think she could have been kinder. I know she was kind in the end.
Sheila's reaction for the fact that Karen was just putting some candles in her pocket. I don't think Sheila had to have the extreme reaction that she did. Like, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah.
Sheila's reaction was as if she'd been taking the candles that had been lit
and like
blowing them out and taking them. Yeah. So anyway, Sheila then goes to her squat, right? And the dad's got pneumonia now. And then she asks Dillis when the baby's come in, and she says, "I've always just said Christmas." Like,
I thought Santa was going to bring me baby. And I just,
yeah.
Dillis,
and she's like, "I was only 16 when I had Karen." And
well,
I'm like, what? Were you also like, what?
But here's the thing. She makes a comment like, "Oh, I was 16 when I had Karen." I didn't get the sense that Karen's dad is this guy dad. And
did?
Oh, I did.
Oh, no. Something about it just made me think it wasn't. But
me and Jenn are like throwing shade at everything today.
I know. This is what happens on a day when I've like worked all day and I come home like my compassion is so low. But no. But the thing is, she says like, I was 16 when I had Karen, and she's like, and everyone said like, you know, be careful. This is gonna be really tough. You know, I don't know if you're gonna be able to handle all this. And she's like, and look at me now, as if you know, and
in a squat with 3 kids with rats eating candles.
Well, the thing is, I was just like, ma'am, like I'm not judging any of it because I mean, well, the extreme poverty and destitution is like that's like a societal crime or whatever. But at the same time, like it frustrated me that she seemed to have this attitude like, oh, no one said I would be like great, you know, like, no one said I could do it, and like look how it all turned out. Like it worked out so well. I'm like, ma'am, you just got evicted. You don't have enough money for food. You and your husband are laying on a floor. Like your children are getting like nipped at by rats in the night. Society needs to help you. Like there needs to be some remedy to like what your family is struggling with, but at the same time have a little bit of maybe perspective. Again, this is where the realism
but maybe it's good that she's
positive,
because if she's really sad all the time, you know, that's not helping the baby or the kids, is it? They're just playing a game without everything is something else.
But that's the thing. I didn't get that it was like, oh, this woman is struggling with mental illness that's like debilitating her. You know what I mean? She just seems
She's
so
just really
willfully like, oh, it's all fine. Like, yeah, that rat, pretend it's like a little mouse, and then you're gonna, sing songs with it.
Well, right. So
it was
Sheila
too much.
comes and she's
Do
like,
you know
I've
what
had a
though?
show this morning.
My
Said what?
friend at work is a vegan, and she's really pro animals, and she had a mouse that was living in her bathroom cabinet making a bed out of tampons, and she just put more material in there for this mouse to make it comfortable, and she just let this mouse live in her bathroom cabinet.
I really hope I'm not even going to say that comment. So
Oh god.
so anyway,
what does Karen say? She says something like,
I've had a show, not Karen, Dillis is like, I've had a show to trick
Yeah,
Sheila.
this is my
clump. Ugh.
Yeah,
this
so
is
Sheila
my
rings
biggest
Nonnatus
problem.
house.
My biggest problem here is that it hasn't done, like, she hasn't said to Sheila, I think the baby's coming. This is her fourth baby.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. She's a bit simple. So anyway, Trixie comes to the rescue, right? They do.
Yeah.
They made this weird den for the girls to go in. So then Trixie feels so sad when Karen asks what she wants. When she asks Karen what she wants, sorry, because like she asked you what a girl or a boy, and she was like, "Well, as sisters, we only have girls' clothes," which was really cute and awful, right? But they were like, "I want." But then she goes into labour and she wants gas, and she's like, "You can't have it because of the candles. We need to use gravity." Now this sent me to space. Gravity is what they talk about in space, and I'm not a ruddy astronaut.
This made no sense.
And then she was like, "Promise me you'll catch it. Promise me you'll catch it."
Insane thing to say.
The whole thing annoyed me. And then it was a boy, and she was like, "A boy after all them girls? When did I get so lucky?" And Trixie's looking around, being like, "Bloody lucky, you absolute moron. What do you mean lucky?" And then Karen sings Away in a Manger, which I'm not going to lie, grated on me.
Do you think Heidi Thomas wrote this episode when she was ill with the flu, and then they just never rewrote it after?
Or drunk,
maybe. And then they make a comment
about
how the baby boy's going to have to wear pink clothes. And I'm like, those pink clothes are going to be so grubby, you're not going to be able to tell they're pink.
Well, she says, devil in all that pink.
Yeah.
And it's like, ma'am, that's not really the problem you need to worry about.
Let's finish all these off really quick. Sheila speaks to Violet about housing them, so it basically looks like they're going to be okay.
Thank God.
Trixie's in an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting talking about the squalor. Dr. Turner comes round and just is blowing up balloons in the air.
Oh, wait. Okay, I have to take a quick moment for this. Okay, so Dr. Turner blows up a red balloon on his own. He like shows her how to do it.
Yeah.
Then he hands Kathleen. Wait, no.
Karen.
Oh my God, Jesus. He hands Karen. I know I've said her name. I don't know why. He hands Karen a blue balloon. She puts her mouth on the balloon, like she puts the balloon in her mouth. She tries to blow it and she can't. She like doesn't have enough lung capacity. That's when Dr. Turner takes the balloon from her and says, "We really need to get you back to the hospital because we need to have like another test to make sure that you're actually getting over this illness and like you're okay." And the heart
balloon, though, to be fair.
Maybe that was his way of testing it.
But then, wait, this is the part that part doesn't bother me. But then,
are you offended that he then blows the balloon up?
He puts that balloon in his mouth. That is like that is like germs.
It was a different time.
It was post-COVID.
That is the most like heinous thing in the world for a doctor who knows how germs are spread, especially respiratory illness germs. That is an insane thing for him to have done. She literally put her whole mouth around that balloon, and then he blew it up like it was no big deal. I just was like, thought that was
it's
crazy.
different with children, aren't you? Deal with a lot of grot with children.
No, that's
I
still.
know, but
you don't put stuff in your bloody mouth there. They got some lovely clothes for Christmas, and the boy got some boy clothes, which was cute.
Do you know what? I can't blow a balloon up.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Well, definitely not the
No, I
moment.
just can't do it. I can't do it.
You might need to see the
Spanish
doctor
blue
about that, honestly.
Yeah.
Right, let's talk about Alma and baby Richard.
Okay.
No, I did think it was lovely that Sheila had obviously done them
clothes
for Christmas.
Yeah, same. Right, Alma and baby Richard, she's ill, he's listless, right?
Aww.
Joyce runs in, we spoke about it before, Joyce runs into the husband at the fair when she's looking for Reggie.
You know what I love that Alma says? She's like, "Come on, you dozy duckling." I thought that was so cute. That was so cute.
She's a scouser, isn't she? I like it. And then Sister Julie, so Joyce runs into, she finds out she's here, so she sends Sister Julienne around. She's like, she needs to be seeing someone every day at the moment, right? Now, Sister Julienne gets there, and Richard, they're like, oh God, he's either crying or twitching, and he's bloody bright orange at this point. They're like, oh, he's very jaundiced. And they're like, he wasn't this jaundiced this morning.
Now, when Sister Julienne lays the baby out, and then she like puts her hand over his face, over the side. What was she doing? I was like, is she comparing the colour of her?
I felt like she was trying to hold his mouth open with her thumb, push his chin down to open his mouth, I think.
Oh, I was like, is she comparing the colour of her hand with his colour?
No, I doubt it.
I was like, what? But she was doing something.
Well, then she says, do you have a motor vehicle? Which I thought was a weird way of saying car. And you need to see a doctor as soon as possible. I think he's having convulsions, right?
Oh, he's fitting.
Yeah.
He's having a fit.
So, fulminant undiagnosed jaundice. Jaundice. This is what happens when babies are discharged too early, right? So basically that's
but do you know what got me?
Go on.
Is that Sister Julienne has just diagnosed that it was jaundice that hadn't been diagnosed. And then Dr. Turner, as if he's like some great medical mind, is like, I think this is undiagnosed jaundice. That's what Sister Julienne is just diagnosed.
I know, but he's a man, so if he says it actually counts. That's what.
So now, I've discovered,
go on,
through Google, that jaundice is quite common in babies.
Bob's had it.
But when undiagnosed, becomes more dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a failure of the kidneys to function. So yes, that would make a lot of sense. Yeah,
well, that's most things, to be honest.
Well, frankly, if you turned orange and you're jaundiced, that would also be a big problem, Bex.
Yeah.
Well, no, but it's quite common in babies, but it's only when you don't do anything about it that then it becomes dangerous.
Yeah, you have to go into like direct sunlight and stuff. So anyway, so Sister Julienne goes with them. So then they cut to a scene. There's loads of stuff happening.
Why didn't she just go directly to St Cuthbert's?
I don't know.
In the motor vehicle.
But anyway, they then went to St Cuthbert's, and Sister Julienne's there saying, I'm really sorry the paediatrician spoke so bluntly, but he's one of the best in the world. So basically, we don't see that scene. And he has to have a blood transfusion, baby Richard. And there was a really cute scene with Alma. What was the husband called?
Oh.
Wasn't he Richard?
No, baby was Richard.
I don't remember the husband's name.
Right, don't worry about that.
Mr.
He said, I keep thinking about how your life started with your mum leaving you in the hospital. We are never leaving. I will sit here for a year. And she was like, I'll sit here forever.
Yeah, and I was just like, all right, we know we'll both sit here for a long time.
I actually am with you on this one, Bex. When he says I'd sit here for a year and she says I'd sit here forever, I was like, okay. Like it felt like a very I love them as a couple. I really like them, so I'm not gonna give them a hard time.
Yeah, I do like them.
It was like a weird one-upper kind of comment that I just thought it was just
well, I really like these two, and they basically there was no resolve to this because only time will tell, basically. So they've done the treatment and stuff. They don't know what's going to happen, and he's saying he may be disabled. Is that the same as handicapped? And because obviously it's like new words being used as well in this time as well. And she's like, I don't care as long as he's happy. And I just thought, oh, I love you, Alba.
Yeah, they're a sweet, sweet couple.
Yeah, and I hope he's all right. Right,
so, did you not say handicap anymore?
Well, no, I think it was just that's what they've changed the wording to. I don't think you can really. Anyway,
what do you say at the car park? If you go to a car park, you're like, oh, that's
disabled space.
But would I say that, or would I say something?
Well, I don't know if you're a big inappropriate person or not. I don't know what you say, Bex.
Unclear. Stay tuned, listeners. We'll update you in the next one.
So,
I don't know.
Miss Higgins,
I'm
trying to get through these guys because we've got so much to get through. Miss Higgins comes home and Harry's just on the doorstep, right? And he's like, it was really lovely, but like a bit like, I just wanted to come home. And she's like, all right. I thought, are you related to Dillis?
Yeah, it's Christmas, Jen.
I know, but like that's why he's there, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think he came home a few days early or whatever.
Yeah, he said he was so looking forward to it. He was like, why wait till Christmas Eve? And why wait till Christmas Eve?
Yeah. To be fair, I did love that domesticity.
Already kind of over.
I liked him having egg on toast and her ironing and her just being dead chuffed he's been in there.
I just loved it for Miss Higgins.
And I loved how excited she got by the Christmas bells. And he's like, what's that sound? And she's like, it's the Christmas bells!
Do you know what, though? If I hear the church bells now, I'm like, oh, can you hear the church bells?
Yeah. Can you hear them from your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I can't hear ones from your house, but I can hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we talk about Dr. Turner getting flu, guys?
Oh, wonder why. Yeah, wonder why. Okay. Now the mystery's solved. Yep.
No, but didn't he get it he was recovering when he went to what order
Okay,
did
wait.
it?
Actually, this is a good point because here's what I want to like comment on this. So Miss Higgins is coming into the office and Harry's just come to her house. So she goes to Dr. Turner. She's like, I want to let you know my grandson's here. I'm gonna be leaving early for lunch at lunchtime so I can like make him a meal, and then I'll be back after that. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, and then she says, but I just want to ask you respectfully if you would please just not say anything or whatever. He's gonna call me auntie while in public because in India it's a term of respect, and we just want to kind of keep it like on the DL basically. And he goes, I understand. Is that a cup of coffee? And then and then she's like, no, it's hot water and lemon with honey and a splash of Beecham's powder for good measure. And he's like, oh, I don't want that. And then she puts her hand on his head and she's like, you're definitely sick. Can you just please get the heck out of here? Like, you're the most hypocritical doctor on earth. And he's like, wow. And then he just has basically this like stink face for the whole rest of the 2 seconds.
He was also parent of the year, Jen, because they're doing the bloody Blue Peter thing, which we used to collect cans and stuff for the Blue Peter appeal. And this in the olden days, they were collecting some metals, the dinky cars and metal. Now, his car keys were missing. Now, I was like, they're in that bloody parcel, Dr. Turner. And
now, firstly, right, before that happens, because that's when he's on the mend.
Yeah.
He's lying on the sofa and is it May or Angela?
May. It's May gets a mince pie.
He doesn't say please or thank you.
No.
He's just like, fetch me a minute.
Well, his parenting was absolutely terrible as well, because Sheila's like, oh, will you drop this off for the kids or whatever to send to the appeal and whatever, right? And the kids realised that it had Teddy's dinky car in, and then they were like, oh yeah, and your car keys, right?
Should I tell my lost car keys story?
Oh, go on, what's your lost car keys story?
I was going on a training day and had to get I had to leave my house at 6:45 a.m. to get to the train station for a 7 a.m. train. So I'm all on time. I'm about to leave the house at 6:45 a.m. And then I'm like, oh, where are my keys? I can't find my keys anywhere. So I've got a second set of keys, but they've not got my car keys on them. So I search the house. I can't find them. Time is ticking. It's now about getting on for like 10 to 7, 5 to 7. It's going to take me 5 minutes to get to the station. I have to ring my parents and say, I can't find my keys. I need you to drop me at the station because I know that it's going to take me like 25 minutes to walk down there. My car is a block of ice. I lock up the house with my firstly, then I realise I've put my recycling and my black bin out. So I have to get those in because I'm like, I don't know if I've accidentally thrown my keys away. So I had to get those in before I could leave. I run to my parents' house. My poor mum and dad are just standing in the street in their pajamas, frantically trying to defrost their car. They dropped me at the train station. I then missed my train, but caught the next train. They then spent half the day trying to find my car keys. My poor mum actually went through. She actually emptied out my black bin of rubbish.
Well, your car keys bags.
No, I need to carry on with the story.
We've got not long left.
The day went on. We couldn't find them. I returned from my training day, convinced that the minute I came in, I would just find them. I searched for another 10 minutes. It got to the point where I was just about to cry. And then I just spied them sticking out from underneath my television. And I'd plugged my Christmas lights in behind my television.
Yep.
And I'd put my keys down there.
That was honestly the longest with the worst payoff.
You remember we lived through this, Al, because remember you were texting us while this was happening. Remember that?
Yeah. And it was not that great a story then. So
Bex is like, it was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
You had to live it. You had to live it. And
anyway, Dr. Turner.
Okay. I'll finish.
No, you won't. Dr. Turner.
You found them. That's the end. End of the end.
Dr. Turner, basically, they realise that they're in the keys. Dr. Turner makes the kids wait for the postman, which is actually a really good
This is
right?
the second best scene.
So, but the kids come in with the keys, right? And he acts all angry, and then he laughs, right? And then he's like, a quick visit to the Dodgems before we all go home. What about the consequences, Dr. Turner?
I think you would do this.
Me? Do you actually really think so?
Maybe not.
You think I'm mean to Bobs? Now, also, we need to go through Jeffrey and Sister Veronica.
Yes.
Love it. That brandy scene.
They have great chemistry, you guys.
They do. But when he's like, brandy, she was like, I'll put it on a spoon and pretend it's medicine. Oh, you do lift our spirits when you come to visit. And he says, well, about being all spinsters together. And he's like, I just loved it. That scene where he was talking about how he just felt so at home and sincere.
Yeah, and how he didn't feel he had to put on an act. I did love it.
It was so sweet, and I love their rapport and I love their connection because they have like such good chemistry with each other. But when he said the line about old spinsters and she had that kind of shocked look on her face, I
think that's because she doesn't see herself put a pin in it.
Yeah,
it was definitely a put a pin in them. Yeah, exactly.
But
I absolutely love that.
Mean, Jeffrey is so obviously gay, but yet they do have such good chemistry together.
Yeah, but I think it's just friendship chemistry.
Oh, it's definitely friendship chemistry, but at the same time, like he clicks more with her actually in a lot of ways than he does with Trixie.
Well, yeah, yes. I think that's it. Well, Trixie's quite prickly, I think. Yeah. Now, Jeffrey spearheads the whole enterprise for a big Christmas dinner at the end for lonely people, which is absolutely amazing. Bring your own chair.
Do you know what got me though? It was all the people that all know each other. There was only the
extra
family that was extra.
Like, yeah, that's true. And Mrs. Wallace came, but I was like, what about your family, Mrs. Wallace? Why are you not with your family?
And also, Mrs. Wallace is practically family with Cyril.
Yeah, but again, she's Mrs. Wallace. So there must be a Mr. Wallace. She must have kids.
Got to.
Yeah. Trixie's flight was cancelled.
I couldn't even see Mrs. Wallace being lonely because she's part of the church, so surely
Mrs. Wallace to me is if Mrs. Wallace is like Violet.
Yeah,
they're the same in a lot of ways, except for Mrs. Wallace is running the dry cleaner. She's in the different church. She's like doing the, but like they're the same type of character. They're like,
they did a bloody brilliant spread. Everyone did a bloody brilliant spread. It was to do it over all the kitchens. It was amazing. Roger Noble was there meeting Colette. They were all sat together. It was this beautiful moment that everyone just looked so happy. It was just absolutely amazing. I loved it. That was a really happy, lovely Christmas moment. I was like grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Now, if anything, it was too soon for Roger to spend Christmas with Nancy.
Yeah, it was. They just met.
Everything was too soon, Bex.
Yeah,
I love you. Meeting the daughter, like looking
I love you, like literally straight away. Weird.
No, he said it wasn't gonna be long before he told her that he loved it. He wasn't saying I love you now.
Oh, Bex.
Bloody weird, Bex.
It's the same diff. That's like saying, oh, when I ask you to marry me. I mean,
do you know what? That story about your keys was longer. And then two knowing each other.
Yes,
so absolutely. About love.
Absolutely. But it was very sweet. And actually, I did see Rosalind and Cyril sat next to each other. We already said that, right?
Yeah.
But that seemed to indicate that,
Well, I love that. But something I didn't love was that horrible NHS man that I don't really want to talk about because it's just horrible.
He was vile.
That's not Christmassy.
Just unnecessarily rude and cruel.
Yeah. He's as bad as Sister Ursula.
Yeah. He is worse, if anything.
Yeah.
Now, guys, shall we do heroes and zeros because we've not got long left?
Yeah. Yes. Quick.
Who's going first?
Well,
my zero is the policeman for trying to give up the call for Reggie. Yeah, like we do it tomorrow. Awful. Good. My hero is Roger Noble for his very intense. No, it's not. My hero is Jeffrey for lifting all our Christmas spirits.
Yes,
I love it. Bex, do you want to go?
Do your zero first.
My zero is going to be Karen's mum, although I don't feel well, so I kind of feel like I sympathise. I just feel like she should have been doing more. They could have all burnt to death in that. Like the candles unattended. There's a lot going on. I don't think she is. Is she my zero?
She is. You've chosen her.
Yeah. My hero. I did love Rosalind in this episode.
She's your hero?
Yeah.
Okay. I will say her line about he did his best. It's a really good line. He was just doing his best at being a criminal. that one kind of flew by me. That one's really good. Oh, man. Okay. I will do my hero and zero. My zero is going to be... Guess who? That just annoyed me. It
really annoyed me.
Yeah, I didn't love the Jock storyline but the Guess Who thing really sent me over the moon.
Yeah.
Also, Dr. Turner gets an honorary zero for one telling Miss Higgins he wants coffee with no regard for what she said immediately before that, and then two putting his mouth on a germ infested balloon that a child just sucked on. I can't with that.
Yeah.
Okay, my hero is gonna be who's my hero this time? Oh, you know what, Karen, that little girl really she was doing so
I mean her
much
parents
were
so proper drongos.
I mean, honestly, Karen is she's gonna grow up to have a lot of issues, but also be the most competent and like hardworking person you will ever meet because she's trying to solve everybody's problems and take care of everyone just like she's been doing since she was a child. Like, oh, Karen. Oh, Karen.
Amazing.
I like, honestly, my heart really goes out to her. I really hope Karen is okay. I really, really hope Karen is okay.
Yeah.
I gotta give her a hero. The happiest was when she had all that stuff at Christmas after the baby was born. I was so grateful.
And they had lovely clean clothes and everything.
Yes.
And she got the present with the red ribbon.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
sweetie pie.
Next week we will be doing a series recap. So Jen's
recap.
Yeah. Jen's working on that. So yeah, thank you so much. This is a very strange. Sorry guys, we're just really tired and weird. But
like when the episode ground to a halt so Bex could tell a 45-minute key losing story.
I mean, we had time for that, didn't we? So thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Follow us on everything, send us stuff, blah blah blah. Ciao ciao. Bye.